Hi again, I'm Stephen Wessner, CEO of Predictive ROI, and I'd like for you and I to have a very candid conversation about a super important topic, and that is your investment as the owner in business development. I think it's very common, and I've had now interviews with almost 1,000 business owners about the right way to do biz dev, but then also in those conversations too, in those candid conversations, some of it was very revealing about what happens when the business owner lost their way and maybe lost their focus on biz dev. What happens when that investment starts to wane? And that can be investment in resources and even just investment in time. But what ends up happening is that those weekly metrics, the number of calls that need to be made, the number of meetings with clients and prospects that need to be had, the number of new clients that need to be onboarded, when that investment wanes, then those numbers start to decline. Now, the super ambitious and very plugged in business owner, the highly engaged business owner is going to start to see that. They're watching that on a weekly basis. They're tracking all of those metrics for themselves and their sales team if they happen to have one. And they're watching that constantly because business development really is, yes, it's the pipeline, but it is really the life and blood of your business. I know that we all know that. I know that you and I know that to be true. But sometimes we get tired, sometimes we get run down, sometimes we get disengaged, quite frankly. Sometimes we start thinking, geez, what I need this really elaborate and super fancy sales funnel that is going to just drop well-prepared clients, well-prepared prospects on my doorstep, and all I have to do is open that door and say, this is who we are, and this is how amazing we are, and now all of a sudden we're going to have great clients. That doesn't happen that way. You know that it doesn't happen that way. Instead, we as the business owner, we need to be that champion. We need to be the ones making calls. We need to be the ones supporting our sales team. We need to be the ones that are out there meeting and greeting and being the chief champion of who our business is, who we are, what we do, who we do it for, that flag that we talk about, that point of view that we talk about. Because when you don't, here's what happens. Slowly but surely, it's kind of like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Your team sees that. Your team starts to see that you've started to slow down. You may not even realize that you're giving off that impression or showing that reality, but your team sees that. What happens? They start to slow down. Your clients then, who are used to seeing you in content or giving presentations or making speeches or delivering your thought leadership in a different way, you're starting to do less than that. You're becoming less visible to them when you start to slow down. So starting very, very slowly, death by 1,000 paper cuts, you may not even feel that right now. But if you're not making the number of calls that you need to be making and having the number of meetings that you need to be having, that you're not getting your voice and your thought leadership out into the marketplace by doing interviews and being on stage and sharing your thought leadership through emails and blog posts and so forth, you are slowing down. And when that investment starts to slow down, your business will follow. So an uncomfortable conversation, a candid conversation, but I'm trying to make you aware of it, that you are the one who sets the pace and tempo within your business. So if you're not moving at the pace and tempo that you know you need to be moving at, I hope that this conversation was helpful and that starting tomorrow, starting today, you will start moving at that pace and tempo that your business, your teammates need from you, because that's your job as the business owner. I hope that you found that helpful. Please let me know, thumbs up or thumbs down. Give me your comments in the comment fields below. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. We would love to have you. Until next week, double down and onward with gusto.